What's up, everybody? Today I have Polywatch and I'm gonna test it out. I'm gonna see how it works. It's a plastic watch, basically an acrylic crystal cleaner. I've already done some work on the wall with them. It looks a lot better than it did before. That right there is a huge crack on the side, so I'm definitely not gonna be able to get that out, but at the very least, let's see if I can get out some more of these other scratches. Alright, well, I'm inspecting it now, and it's definitely working. It's just not working to the degree that I'd kind of hope. I understand that these cuts are pretty damn deep on the watch. Like, it's a pretty beat up crystal. But, I mean, I've only done a few applications. It says to do it more than once, so that's fine. The amount that's in there is not very much. It might be, if you have one really beat up watch, it kind of seems to me like you might be able to do it, clean maybe three or four watches. So I'm probably gonna pick the most important watches to clean, the ones that are the most damaged. But otherwise, it definitely seems to be doing its job. See all that brown stuff? That's not dirt, if you can see. Oops. Right there. It's not dirt. That's, I believe, the actual crystal coming off. So I'm pretty sure what it's doing is it's basically just liquidating the plastic, the acrylic or whatever kind of material it is, and then it's transferring to the to the cloth, which makes sense. I mean, it's polished. That's what all polishers do. But you know what? It's actually looking really good right now. Really, really, really good. I'm actually impressed so far. I'm wondering if I should do it all the way down to buff out all the scratches, or if I should keep them kind of like barely noticeable, so that when I look at the watch, and only I can really tell that this watch has had plenty of scratches. So I think this will be the last coat for this one. Huge difference. I'm actually very impressed with how this has actually worked out. I've always been under the impression that I'm the kind of person who's like, oh, whatever, if it has scratches, if it has this, if it has whatever. I mean, it's a watch. That happens to wristwatches. But when they're not your scratches, you have a less sentimental value to them. Let's say you're wearing your new long jeans and you scrape your watch on like like doorknob, and it gets like scratched or something. You just go, crap, damn it, I can't believe that just happened. And then you live with it because you kind of screwed up. You weren't really paying attention. But stuff like this, like I've never even worn this watch yet. I haven't even put lugs on it, and these scratches are pretty crazy. But as you can see now, look at that huge difference. The only one you can really pick out, besides the small ones that are left, is that huge crack. And there's nothing that a polisher is going to do about a crack in a crack. If I break your windshield, I mean, no matter how much polished, the windshield's gonna be broken. Yeah, it's a nice watch. Looks so much better now that I cleared it out. This one is the kind of watch that you might just want to replace the crystal. And speaking of what watches you don't want to replace crystals on, so here's this the unknown shock-proof, whatever the heck this one is. Oh, maybe is that light too strong? Yeah, maybe I'll move it out. Whatever kind of watch this is, it just says shockproof. It has a radium dial, right? Radium is a radioactive isotope, and it's not super radioactive. It's not like uranium or whatever, but it is radioactive, and you do not want this to get into your eyes, into any open wounds, into your lungs. You don't want to breathe it in. This is the kind of watch that if you were gonna take this off, well, number one, I would recommend not for you to take off any crystals on watches like this. Number two, if you were, I would recommend that you wear gloves, you wear a respirator, you wear goggles. I mean, obviously you can tell it's not that much radioactive material, but come on, you know. Better to be safe than sorry with stuff like that. I mean, you don't want to, actually, there was this podcast I listened to where this guy was messing around with mercury for old horological clocks. Because that was the way they did it back in the day. He wanted to be authentic to the way that they used to make the clocks. He started to go crazy. He literally went bat-esque crazy from mercury poisoning. And you don't want to end up like that. So which one shall I do next? The Longines is slightly damaged. This is actually this is probably my favorite watch of all time. So I'll probably do this one. The Vostok is looking pretty good. I mean, it's a tool watch, so if this gets getting scratches on it, I mean, I'm kind of fine with it actually. And then the Longines. I'm sorry, this is the Hamilton. Yep, we're gonna do the Hamilton, and let's see the Accutron, and we'll do the Accutron. So we'll do these ones. All right, let's get to work. You know what I'll do? I actually, if I go through this and I end up liking what's happening, you know, I'll put a link in the description if you guys want to pick it up for yourself. It's about $10 on Amazon, and if you go through the link in the description, it helps out the channel so I can get more cool stuff in, get more reviews for watches, get new tools. Oh my gosh, look at that. It's already, the scratch is already gone. That's awesome. Look at that. Oh, one coat. I think with the Waltham, it was just such a messed up crystal. It just had to do so many coats. Let's do the Hamilton. But if you're gonna do more than one watch, and I mean, if you have one like watch you wanna keep on doing further, you know, whenever you get a scratch, one thing of Polywatch, a polish is fine. But if you have a collection of a lot of vintage watches and a lot of them are scratched now, and you're gonna scratch them as time goes on, you probably should pick up maybe 2. Yeah, 2's probably the sweet spot, honestly. In hindsight, I would have picked up 2. Oh, by the way, it says on the bottle to avoid contact with your eyes and mouth. So after you use it, clean up, wash your hands. Don't rub your eyes when you're using it. It's just like any, wow, look how much it's come off. But it's like any, you know, industrial cleaner. Just be responsible. I don't want to get sued. Because some idiot sucked his fingers after using this or something. But we don't have anybody like that on this channel. Yeah, it's looking really good. Still a scratch down here on this side. You know, there is something really beautiful about kind of making these old watches look like how they were brand new. I kind of can understand why people like doing that. Like, what's that guy's name? Christian from Theo and Harris. His guys usually restore the watches, so that kind of makes sense. But I like it. But I like the story that a screwed up watch tells. And by the way, Lee was giving me some ideas on how to get this one to start working. He said that the mainspring might be stuck, and I might need to just manually move it, because the just to see if the movement runs. But it might be because the heck is this called? The stem is broken. And that looks pretty good. There's still a scratch on the bottom left, though. Let's keep it going. Oh, guys, by the way, if any of you guys watched Scott's Watches, the reason why it ended was because my boy Lee got bullied at school for liking watches. And when he told me that, I was just flabbergasted, you know? How can someone bully someone for liking something? It's just retarded. Oh, excuse me if you have any mentally handicapped kids. But it's just, what? And he told me that. My first initial thought was just be like, you know, F them, you know? Who gives two Fs about what those randoms think, you know? But, you know, Lee is he's like a younger guy, so, I mean, it kind of makes sense. You do care about what your peers think about you when you're in, you know, 15, 16. I was there too. In a different way, but I was there too. So, but, I just can't believe it. He was telling me that, over there where he's from, like, if you're into watches and like to dress nice and stuff, they kind of look at you as like posh, and I guess that's like a bad thing in the UK or something, if you look posh. That kind of makes sense. And I was telling him that over here it's like a whole different story. Like, when my old friends or my little brother's friends or people I used to hang out with back in the day, like, look at my channel, they're like, oh, that's pretty cool. So, I think it's just because, you just gotta hang out with a better crowd than Lee, or just not care, because you're always gonna get haters, you know. You'd be surprised, guys. On this channel, I actually don't have any haters, at least not yet. When I get called the N-word for the first time, I'll be famous. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna be some random with a good audience on YouTube. I kind of want to do, you know, yeah, let's, I was planning on not doing this one because of the radium, and I just get nervous around it, but suck it up, boy. It's stuck in the crystal. Unless I pop the crystal out and start inhaling the freaking residue, then I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Some other things I want to do is this watch, actually, is it not this one? It's oh, I didn't bring out, no, I didn't bring out the, yeah, no, this is it, yeah. I've got to bring out the Omega, too. I'll grab that after this, but I should clean that dial also. Polish that down. This stuff is really good at getting, small scratches out, but those deep ones, you're gonna have to do multiple coats, and since I don't have that much in here left, I'm gonna only do one coat for that watch. Alright, well, I should do the Timexes. Maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't, because these scratches are pretty much my scratches. All of these scratches are mine on the Timexes. Now this one's doing pretty good. Not that many scratches on that. This one has some scratches on the top here. Yeah, I won't buff out the Timexes. But this Omega here, let's buff that bad boy out. If I adjust the light a bit, it'll be a bit more easier to see. Alright, let's get to buffing. Yeah, it's looking alright. This one had no scratches on it. This, out of all of the ones I found, I think that this is gonna be the one that's probably gonna, I don't know, it's kind of like the most like conventionally cool. It's an Omega, it's already running. There's a lot of good things about this watch. versus the Accutron, which is actually my favorite. I mean, this is gonna be a pain in the butt to get going because the batteries on this. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find a battery that works with this that still runs. All right, guys. That's the Polywatch for you, along with some watch talk. I really like it. Yeah, it's just a good thing to have, you know. If you're not gonna have like a tool set like I just recently got a tool set just so I could start opening up watches and start like looking at the insides and just change bracelets and stuff because I kept on borrowing my friends. Polywatch is a good start if you want to start building out stuff to support your collection. If you want to purchase it, go through the link in the description. You help out the channel doing that. It goes for about $10 on Amazon. Thank you very, very much for watching, people. I hope you had a good time chatting. What do you guys think about the situation with Lee? Give him some support or tell him he's a nerd for liking watches. What do you guys think about Polywatch, the polish, and yeah, I mean, anything really. I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts on what's going on with the collection, what's going on with your collection, and what are you getting into. Give me some ideas on where to head next. Thank you very, very much for watching, and Akuma out.